We're
We're
live.
live. We're live. Going live on YouTube as well.
Woo.
Sweet, sweet. All right. So, welcome to the SEO Vault episode 183. We're joined today by Mike Milas, Sophie Allen, and then myself, Bucky Helms. This is the SEO Vault where we analyze all the SEO news and filter the industry noise so you don't have to, and where we candidly talk about the latest test results and tactics that are moving the SERPs. As a reminder, if you're interested in having us look at any of your campaigns, we offer free SEO campaign audits at web20ranker.com. And quick reminder, the SEO Spring Training event where Chaz and myself will be speaking amongst 20-something other speakers is coming up in April. I guess that's maybe less than a month away at this point. In this episode, we'll be talking about huge brand updates, SEO testing updates, all the SEO news you need to be aware of. And of course, if you missed any past episodes, remember you can find us on SEOvault.com as well as all your favorite podcasting platforms. So download the latest episodes, stick us in your pocket, take us with you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to wherever you find us, whether YouTube or socials. So,
Engage.
how are you guys doing?
I'm tired.
Tired?
I was just about to say that.
You ever have one of those weeks where like I swear to God,
Yes.
every week this morning I've woken up and I felt hungover, but I haven't been drinking.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like I wake up and it's just like, man, I feel like I just like was up till like 5 a.m. partying.
Yeah.
Feel like
fatigued.
I got my insides like kick the shit out of me. Yeah, just like roll out of bed but then I drink my coffee. That usually gives me a little more pep. It usually doesn't solve a hangover as well.
I drink my Monsters. That keeps me going.
Monster.
It's the zero, the absolute zero. So there's no sugar, less caffeine.
I used to drink the BFGs. I remember one day the most Monster I drank was 2 BFGs and 1 24-ounce.
It sounds like a heart attack.
64 ounces of Monster in about 3.5 hours.
What were you doing?
That sounds like a heart attack.
Being a stupid kid. That's what I was doing. Like being a really stupid kid. Yeah. No, I was literally just walking around town with a friend, just stopping off at stores, buying another Monster, stopping off, buying, just being stupid. So yeah, that's a little glimpse into the old Milos days. Done more stupid shit than drink Monster though, trust me.
Well, at least it's not Four Loko original ingredients.
I didn't know they changed those.
They had to.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
killing people. It's literally giving people heart attacks.
Speedball in a can.
Yeah. It's literally alcohol mixed with all the caffeine and energy supplements.
You know you can make those at home yourself though. Just saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course.
Beer and Monster.
Yeah.
All right, definitely probably not the best topic for SEO Vault. Who wants to get wasted on the vault today?
Yeah.
Not I.
Jaeger bombs and what do they call
Back to the point though, I feel like I've been doing that. Like I'm just so tired and beat and like, it's staying up late, getting up early.
Well, didn't you stay up really late the other night?
Well, last night I was up till about 2 or 3, messing with fun SEO campaign stuff, figuring out some new campaigns. So, but I think it's more so just the type of stuff. I'm like we got so much going on right now. Anyone at Web20 knows it's just like everything just like we got new services, new people, new opportunities, new software, new everything. I think that's really what's making my brain turn to mush, to be honest.
I actually agree with you.
That's what I think is really to blame there.
And last night I realized that I miscalculated the spring sale dates and it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I remember you messaging me that. You're like, oh yeah, it's based on this, not that. So I got like a week left.
Yeah, basically.
I was like, that sucks.
Holly says, hey guys and gals, no Chaz again. Yeah, unfortunately Chaz is stuck at the bank. That's why he was not able to be on. He had planned on being on today, but I think he's probably actually pretty upset about it. I think he's missing being on.
You do. I mean, honestly, after all this time being on, it's not even just like an obligation. You kind of feel like you're missing out, on like hanging out with the buddies or something.
Yeah,
So
talking with the
maybe next
peeps.
week. Yeah, hopefully we get them on next week. We all miss Chaz.
We do. Rayhan says hi. How's it going?
Hello, Rayhan. How you doing?
Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's Rayhan.
I'm always terrified of saying people's names on the vault for
You
that
know, I mean,
reason.
we're in an industry where people from all over the world, and I'm constantly doing the campaign rec meetings and the demos and stuff. So I'll have to start it out like, hey, am I pronouncing this correctly? Or I'll ask them to pronounce it first.
I ain't
Like,
gonna lie though, we do work for people all over the world. The only ones who'd get offended for mispronouncing their name would be an American though. So
yeah, exactly.
like I don't know. I guess I should think about that a little more. Yeah.
Yeah,
People are more understanding when you don't understand their names or their culture or whatever.
it's Lauren, not Lauren. Okay, calm down.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I had a
That's
fun
good.
one the other day. It was a couple of days ago. He was like, "Wait, what? Are you recording? Why are we recording?" I was like, "Well, we do it for quality control, and then if you want the recording later, so you don't have to worry about taking as many notes." And he was like, "Nah, let's not record because I tend to say stuff that shouldn't be recorded." I'm like, "All right, we won't
You
record
said
it then."
that?
And then he immediately said, and I don't want to repeat what he says, a
Well,
pretty good mixture of regular word and curse word, like into one. And I was like, "That's fantastic. I love that."
yeah, my attorney doesn't let me record anything. It's like, no, that's
Yeah.
like public forum. Like we don't do anything private recorded. That's not how that works.
Yeah, he was cool though. It was pretty funny. It was a good little
Yeah,
meeting. I like
it
when
is.
they're like that.
Yeah, I honestly don't like internal meetings at Web 20. I usually like to keep those recordings off. Sometimes we can get a little rowdy in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not all business always. But that's what makes it fun, right? Anyone who owns their own agency, you know that you got to keep it fun in meetings. Like that's
Holly's
like,
Holly's giving out pointers here. She said, "Duh, you can just record with Camtasia or OBS." Don't give people ideas. And I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I think you have to tell them that they're being recorded at this point. Otherwise, it's
Depends on the
inadmissible in
state.
a course of law.
It depends on the state. I
it
actually
depends
took a
on
class on it in college.
Yeah,
and it also like depending on who needs to know, because the person calling in can also be recording.
yeah.
And they might not have to tell you or not, depending on the state. So yeah, there's more fun conversations with my attorney that we didn't record.
Yeah. Well, I can
There's
tell
ways
you this.
around things. Let's
Web
say
20
that.
does record phone calls, and we also record Zoom meetings, but we let you know at the beginning that it's being recorded.
And we do not share any of our information with any government parties,
We do
unlike
not.
some organizations.
We do not. No. We do not
So
sell
no
our
worries
lists.
there. All right. Any exciting updates this week? We can get into some SEO news and stuff.
No, the CBD guest posts are back on. Those will be
Ooh.
launching in a couple weeks.
I know a
Probably
few
less
people
than
who are
that.
upset about that. Yeah, they'll be. That's a tough niche too because there's a lot of rough spots when it comes to like paid marketing and getting exposure in those niches. So I know SEO is a huge benefit for those CBD, marijuana, any type of drug, niche or un good, I guess.
Do you
Like a
know
lot
if
of
those
people
guest
call
posts are cover other things besides CBD?
it.
I think
So well, CBD can cover a wide range of. It's not just CBD. It's
like
cannabinoids essentially. You can do
yeah.
anything, any type of. I've even seen people leverage some of those CBD things now for like the mushrooms and ketamine therapy
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say like ketamine therapy.
all of those kind of not so socially acceptable drugs that are now being used and experimented for treatments with different things. I've seen CBD opportunities leverage for those. So
Yeah, they
definitely.
need to change the name.
Well, look at the blog. some of them might literally be, you know what I mean? You have to look and kind of
I
see.
haven't
So
looked at any of it.
I haven't either, but maybe we can split up a small spin-off, or maybe they are more general CBD health, like it.
They're
You
like
could see
homeopathic CBD things.
exactly. You'll be able to tell real quick just by going through a few posts.
Yeah, I
I mean,
think
there's only so much you can write about CBD, anyways.
I think a lot of them are going to be more geared towards alternative medicine, homeopathic therapies, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
because that's a little bit more widely accepted in the search engines anyway. But that whole market is so weird because it's very state by state, and like Google has to keep up with, what are the laws in that state and what can we show. Like I would not want that job, in an emerging market, figuring out, okay, well, how do we keep that search from populating in that state because that state is not, legal for whatever. Like, couldn't imagine.
Yeah, and it sucks definitely because when it comes to like paid ads, though, you're just screwed. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
can't pay to advertise your business, and that's like I said, why SEO is such a big deal to those niches. So that is exciting to hear that that's back on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely awesome.
And hopefully dental campaigns will be launching soon, Mike.
Yeah, just got it. All we're waiting on is getting all the campaign deliverables into our SEO reports. That's it. So
Yeah.
I was almost done last night, ran into some technical issues, but yeah, literally should be any day now. It's gonna be a priority today. And then if it's not put in today, then tomorrow I would expect to see an update about it this weekend would be my goal because I don't want to work on it anymore. You ever get one of those? Or you're just so tired of working on something, that's why you want to finish it?
Yeah.
Has nothing to even do with the fact of like, oh, I just want like can't wait to have the end result. I just want to be done working on it for now.
Jeez.
But it'll lead to more once we get this dialed in though, we are gonna be working on more campaigns. I think Sophie, did you say that yet, or am I just jumping
Oh
into
yeah,
that?
there's a Facebook post pinned in the group. We will drop the link about what niches you'd like to see SEO campaigns built for.
And we should be much quicker to get some of those new specialized campaigns out
Now
once
that we
we get
have
this
the
first
one,
one.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And because for these specialized campaigns we were even talking about before we come on, we're going to be building special guest post lists, special outreach lists. So it is going to be a niche specific campaign, which is not something I really know too many white label companies offering, at least on multiple niches. I think I know some companies that offer it that are agencies in specific niches, but I don't know too many. If you were a niche white label SEO agency in one niche, that would kind of really take you out of the market a lot, which is probably why you don't see much of it. But hopefully we'll have all of the niches soon. Do we have any others lined up or in the works after dental or thrown
Chaz
around?
told me about one, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, I think we're going to look at potentially reworking our law SEO campaigns a bit.
And ecom, I think I
Yeah,
heard too.
ecom too. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna do
Yeah.
ecom first because Ben was working on that.
Yeah, ecom's gonna probably be the biggest overhaul, because we're gonna really separate that more from the other types of campaigns.
And then we talked about doing specific campaigns for just the cannabis industry as well, since it's flourishing and has been for a couple of years now. But I don't know if that's going to be the next one.
Yeah, Alex said according to Google, the category for CBD is vitamin and supplement store. That's because they want to show on Google Maps. I
Yeah.
think there are other categories, but they don't choose them because they will not show. Just like now, I think it's still the same way. If you search anything for ketamine treatment, you cannot find a business without the word ketamine in the name. I'm still watching that. It's one of the biggest interesting search phenomenons, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Your other choice would be, obviously vaporizer store or tobacco shop if you're doing CBD vape. But
I feel like a
most of
CBD
those
store would
stores,
sell those.
no, most vape shops, at least around here, are also selling some line of CBD, and they'll
CBD,
have
yeah, they
the
almost
creams and the lotions,
Mhm.
and they'll have dog CBD. And then we have a lot of shops popping up that are just specializing in CBD, and then they'll have like 30 or 40 different lines, and they run the spectrum of like cheap all the way up to, you know, organic only and all these different types of strains, and like, geez. But yeah, I think the most common right now, and being able to actually populate, would be vaporizer store.
I know supplements in general is a popular one for all of those,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
new
broad.
medical things. Yeah,
Well,
like
and
I
that,
know
yeah, I
that's
mean,
one of
that's if you're
Madison's
playing
ones.
that health benefit side of it, right? But if it's, you know, you're just
Well,
trying
isn't
to hit
that
a
what they
wider
all
market.
play?
Well, I mean,
Isn't
yeah, but if you're wanting to
I
hit
mean,
a,
no one.
I'm just thinking of a wider market, then you may be better off going with vaporizer store. I don't know. Because I mean,
I
vapes
don't know.
started out as a healthy option to cigarettes. You know, I mean, it all started out as a healthy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, everything starts off as a healthy option to what it was before. You know.
Which I think the verdict is still out whether or not vape is actually, you know, harmful. I think it depends on the type of, you know,
Pretty sure
juice that you
inhaling
have.
anything into your
I'm
lungs
not even
besides.
commenting on that.
Look, I'm just telling you from my
Vape.
personal experience. I used to wake up and
See,
hack
we
up all
should.
kinds of nonsense, and when I started vaping, that stopped, and I feel much better, and I can breathe.
I don't
And
know. It
that's
sounds
been
like a
over two,
conspiracy to
three
me,
years ago.
Bucky.
That's
I
been
think it's
3 or 4 years ago at
conspiracy.
this point. So,
Everyone's
I
different too.
I was the same way.
but
All I know is that
I'm also very particular about the vape juices that I use, and I'm not using those little e-cigs that burn up super fast either. So I'm pretty
Bucky
careful
makes
as
sure
much
to
as you can
be
be.
yeah, be careful and healthy with your unregulated, unresearched vaping juice.
Well, no, they've definitely
I'm
researched
just
and
kidding.
regulated at this
I'm
point.
just kidding, Bucky. I just want to get you going. I don't want to go off too far on this vault. I could get everyone going forever. No, I vape too, so I'm the same way. Definitely better than smoking cigarettes. That shit fucking sucks. But yeah. So if you do sell vape juice, CBD, whatever, definitely a fun little niche to deal with when it comes to marketing. But we should have guest posts soon. That would be a good standalone campaign, actually. Just off the top of my head, not from personal experience, but I do know a lot of good weed sites we could source links from. So just saying. Let us know in the comments, though. Seriously, let us know your niches in the comments. This is something we've been talking a lot about internally because there's so much individual, like people want custom stuff, right? No one wants just like the cookie cutter SEO plan. And even people who are coming in and getting like the basic SEO or other things, we're often working with them to add on add-ons or customize other things for them. So this is a huge opportunity, whether or not you're, you know, going to buy the service or not. We would definitely appreciate helping us out. Let us know what the most common niches are, where you would definitely like the most specialized help as far as your SEO campaigns. Um, because yeah, this is gonna be a big focus moving forward, I believe. So, anyways, any more updates, Sophie? Sorry, kind of
No,
stole
I
that.
think that's it. The spring
Alrighty.
sale's in 2 weeks.
Which Sophie thought was 3 weeks.
I thought it was over 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I
she
thought
thought
I
it was like a
was
month away. She's like, wait, it's in
It's
April? Wait, it's like 2 weeks from now?
well, because I saw the donation, the how we do the 10% donation, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think it's about Easter, and I know Easter's earlier this year.
So funny.
That'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I say that, and then everything turns out fine.
everything always turns out fine.
And wouldn't it be better to just think it is fine until you figure out that it's not fine? I'm not going to worry about it.
There's a good analogy about skiers focusing on the trail instead of the trees. If you focus on the trees, you're going to hit the trees.
I
So you
didn't
focus
know
on the
that.
path through the trees, and you won't hit the trees.
I mean, when I drive my car down the street, I don't look at the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just
It is
saying.
very scenic, though, when you're snowboarding.
I think
But
that
yeah,
depends on which one of our interstates you're going down. I-16 in Georgia is the most boring drive ever. I do not recommend it. There's nothing.
I mean, you could be on like 290 in Chicago and spend an hour moving 10 feet. That's not funny either.
There's literally the only thing as far as sightseeing is a gas station petting zoo. I shit you not. From
gas station petting zoo.
Literally
Take
from Macon to Savannah, which is
that
about
sounds
a
like
3-hour
it's drive in itself. Personally,
Take a
Bucky.
picture of this gas station.
I kind of want to go just for that.
They have all kinds of animals. They have an emu that'll spit in your eye.
Is it trained specifically to spit in your eye?
I don't know why I mean, I guess they're just mean. I don't know.
Is it in Meter, Georgia? Because when you type in gas station petting zoo, it's the first thing that pops up.
It's in Metter.
Wow,
and
that's
it's
a niche right there. I mean, how many gas station petting zoos are there?
They don't even have petting zoo in anything.
They're not even optimized for petting zoo?
I don't think so. Look.
It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a gas station petting zoo. So that
I mean, they have a picture of the petting zoo, but their categories are gas station, fuel supplier, and fuel pump.
Post it in the Facebook comments so everyone else can know what we're talking about here.
That's literally the only thing that's like worth stopping and seeing on that whole stretch of 3-hour highway.
I ain't gonna lie, that in itself sounds kind of interesting to me.
And then we also have Dublin, Georgia, which is where the redneck games originated. So that's another thing. If you're going through during that time of year, the redneck games.
I don't even know what the redneck games are.
Look it up. There's toilet seat toss.
I think they do. God. So it is exactly like it sounds like, is what you're saying.
Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. I think National Geographic or one of those travel channels may have done a show on it, and they actually had like cameras and like a whole thing about it. But
do they take sponsor?
Dublin, Georgia, redneck games.
Can we sponsor them and get a link?
One of the most
sponsored by Web 20 Ranker.
One of the most racist things I've ever seen is what it is.
They have a hubcap hurl.
Oh my God.
If you want to see Confederate flags en masse and people walking around in hillbilly jeans, then go there. I don't even know if they still do it, but
this is for research purposes only, folks. We are not promoting any of this.
I would not promote redneck games. That's for sure.
I will, however, promote a gas station petting zoo. I swear to God, if more gas stations had petting zoos, I would pass the ones without petting zoos.
I wonder how much money they make on their feed, because they sell like little buckets of feed, and then you go and feed the animals with it, and potentially get bit and or spit on.
It's just like a pen in a field somewhere.
It's like behind. It's literally right off the exit. You can see it from the exit. So as you're passing by, you see it, and there's a little pond. And then it's kind of like behind the gas station is maybe 2 acres, 3 acres worth of land that's kind of pinned in. And then there's like a small barn for the goats and the animals to like lay in whenever it's too hot.
Mosley's world famous animal farm.
Yeah. And then of course they have like gas station boiled peanuts, and otherwise like it's just a gas station. But everybody knows it because if you ever drive on 16, it's the only thing you would remember.
I wonder how much it costs to put in a petting zoo.
Probably a lot.
I mean, you got to feed and take care of the animals. I'm just wondering, like, what if you have a dentist petting zoo?
There's mobile petting zoos.
Supermarket petting zoo. Yeah, like, what if you start adding niches onto niches to make them more appealing to people? What if we have a CBD shop petting zoo?
Just a bunch of high llamas behind the store.
Yeah, exactly. They eat nothing but CBD food all day.
God. That'd be the laziest petting zoo. They just lay there. You'd have to go to them.
It's the sleeping zoo.
Yeah.
All right, let's. I guess I'll get into some news here.
Let's do it.
Kind of just segueing again into gas station zoos. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're here live. We'd be happy to talk about SEO. Anyone wants to throw in a topic. All right, so yeah, let's just jump into the news. It's definitely Busy week always with AI. LinkedIn is launching AI-powered features. So just like every other software company out there, be on the lookout for AI features. Bing adds Bing chat answers to search results. So again, integrating more AI. Google's launching Bard chatbot. I believe they have a waiting list now. I haven't gotten access. Let us know if anyone else has.
Bucky dropped the link in the.
Oh, did you? Awesome. Thank you. We'll drop that link for you. Check the comments. Google ranking update adds what is this? Oh, the they added Google ranking updates to the search status dashboard on Google. So if you ever use that dashboard, I honestly don't look at that too much. I'm usually in like Search Console and looking at all my other tools. I think they have some of that data in there now, but now on the Google search status dashboard, you can see service outages, disruptions, updates, all that fun stuff. So you can go check that out if you like, and you follow all those updates. Let's see, where is this one? Oh, Google actually released some statements about when AI should or shouldn't be used. So this is probably one of the first iterations of policy guidelines that we'll see coming forth with AI. The most obvious things: don't spam, no misinformation, don't take, harmful or illicit activities. The one that really caught my eye though was automated decisions in YMYL areas, your money or your life. Google specifically saying that pretending your money or your life content was written by humans when it's generated by AI. That's specifically stated in here. So, which makes sense. These are probably the more influential niches. You don't want to give law advice from how to plead your court case from an AI. You don't want to take medical advice from an AI, and all those things. So Google's definitely putting some stipulations in there, but I would expect to see that evolve and change over time as AI becomes more prevalent. There was some wrong pricing. It looks like maybe a glitch on Google Business Profile. Check your business profile if you have products. Looks like some are showing it's free, some maybe as $1. Just make sure those are right. There could be some concerns if people see that pricing. They could be upset if they find out it's not accurate. Let's see. Local service ads on Google. I actually haven't used these in a little bit or been in the dashboard, but it looks like there is an update to the kind of the targeting as far as the local service ads go. So go ahead and check that out if you're doing that. It looks like it's much easier now to search and select various targets as far as like industries and services you're targeting. So if you are doing Google local service ads, definitely go check that out if you haven't seen the update yet. Google's also been playing around with 1 star on Google Maps. So in the snapshot I saw here, it's literally just, they usually have the 5 stars next to the 4.9 or the 5. They just took out the 5 stars and just put 1 star. Doesn't seem to really show much value as far as, like it's just a star. Maybe it's like filled based on if it's more or less. I don't know. Some people speculated it may not stay. I don't think it'll stay. It doesn't seem to make much sense to me. But what do you think if you saw that? Do you think it makes sense to have the 5 stars? If Google's going to suppress badly reviewed companies, then I think it will stay. So some interesting ideas there. Let's see, the Bard waiting list. We already posted that. And Mozilla open source AI. Oh, Mozilla's coming out with an open source AI to challenge ChatGPT and Bard. I actually didn't see this at all. Mozilla is the creator of Firefox, for anyone who doesn't know, the long forgotten favorite browser of SEOs, at least as far as I know. I used to use Firefox for everything, and then it just crapped out on me one day and I couldn't do it anymore. So they might get some ground with this AI though. Decentralized and open source AI. Gonna be interesting, especially with these open source AIs. I was reading a tutorial the other day about developing your own AI for less than $600. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing like legal regulations start coming out about what you can and can't train an AI to do, to be honest. That was just digging that rabbit hole last night, and that was a fun one.
Is that why you were up till 3 a.m.?
No, I was actually up trying to figure out stupid dental can. I shouldn't say stupid, but the technical shit of getting those deliverables in there, that was a pain in the ass. Three,
$600 seems so cheap.
no, I know. And according to OpenAI's, they published like a chart going over like the affordableness of AI for like the past 5 years or decade or something. And they were like estimating it wouldn't be till like 2035 that you would be able to like develop your own AI for like $30, $50 or something. And like 3 days after they published that, and I think the current rate was like $100,000 or something like that, or 50,000. And then like 3 days later, some people at MIT created this way to essentially develop and train your own AI for less than $600 that gave comparable results to the OpenAI DaVinci model. So it's fast. It's gonna be so fast. People have no concept of where AI is gonna go and how quickly. I swear. I was even telling my attorney like 2 months ago, because I was starting to train AI, and I was like, you don't realize this, but in like 2, 3 months, there's going to be a million companies that will allow you to upload all your own information, and they'll train the AI for you so everyone can have their own person. And he's like, you really think this is going to happen in a couple of months? And now here we are. He's like, hey, I found this software. You can upload all these documents and just ask it questions about it.
Yep.
Like, I'm telling you, a year from now, you'll be able to just click a button, put some websites in there, teach the AI about all your content, all your documents, and then have a bot on your site answer questions about it. Like 12 months tops, I guarantee it. Anyone who doesn't think it's coming doesn't
Well, you're already doing
understand.
that little whatever you guy you were working on.
Yeah, but I had to learn to develop. I had to create a front end. Well, I purchased code to create a front end, and then I had to train the API, and then I actually used 2 APIs to send it through my trained model, and then send it through Chat GPT so I could essentially retrieve the data. And I'm actually working on that now, trying to figure out Meta's Llama, I think it's called. No experience. I'm learning all this stuff from scratch too, though, and that's what people don't realize. For me, I'm not a technical person. That's why I'm good at SEO, because you could be really good at SEO and not know coding and stuff like that. But with OpenAI, I'm creating front ends, training AI, doing things that I've never been able to do before, in like learning it in days without having to search Google, watch 100 YouTube videos. And if I'm able to do that, and people who are skilled are able to do that, like it's just gonna be so crazy. I hope everyone's ready. Seriously, don't miss the boat. You're gonna be replaced real quick. I'm telling you. I'm training that one right now, so we can just give it our intake forms from clients or whatever, and just pipe in all the customer information and spit out full like Google My Business template. Like, for all the products, services, details, everything like that. And then it's simply just going through, refining, make sure the outputs make sense and stuff and whatever. But I mean, I also know people that are spinning up whole entire websites with OpenAI. Give it a keyword and it'll spin up a site. And yeah, I mean, anyone who's gonna sit here and be like, well, that content is garbage. Yeah, okay, it is. But you can fix it. Like, trust me, I have writers getting paid 2 cents a word to give me garbage content that takes 3 weeks to get now. And then we have to go through and edit it and then post it. So yeah, I'd rather take 30 seconds, get it from an AI, and then do that. So anyways, there's my AI rant for the week. Hope everyone had fun. AI with Mila. That one I'm training for Web 20 though is pretty cool.
I know it was doing. Is it the same one that you were showing in the group, or that's a different one?
The Mr. Mew one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the one I'm talking about.
I like it.
I mean, I've updated it since I know Bucky was using it, and it was saying that like John Jones was the owner and stuff. So it actually knows who our current management team is now and our current product, our turnaround times. The thing it's probably struggling most with is our full SEO campaigns, because it's a lot of detail And like just saying like what comes with our white label SEO campaign, it's not as simple as just like posting a giant list of our deliverables and like now all of a sudden it knows what we do for that campaign. You know what I mean? So anyone else want to chime in here? I'm just rambling about AI for the next 15 minutes.
I was just looking at the news stuff. That 5 stars, they're testing 1 star. That's stupid. I don't know why they would do that. It's the ones that it's showing like in the screenshot. There's two
Oh,
4.9s, and those stars look identical. Like it's not filled in. Only 4.9.
that's what I thought. Yeah. What's the point? I mean,
I mean,
unless
they're
they're
literally saving a millimeter, 2 millimeters of space in search, and it's not even vertical that they're saving. It's horizontal, but who cares?
Yeah.
well, what if they removed the star from ones that are below a 3.0 or something? And now you have to maintain. I mean,
Yeah.
I doubt that would happen. That'd be way too easy for people to screw. Unless their AI has gotten better, I don't think they've gotten better at figuring out the review situation. But if they think they have, they might try it.
I
So
like the LSA getting more niche with their targeting though. That's really neat.
that was cool. Yeah, I was like, man, I've been in there once, way back when, and I was like, geez, this was not developed by a user. Like, this is not fun. It looks like it's gonna be much nicer. And I'm actually a big fan of those ads. Anyone who can run those ads, I suggest running those ads. If you have a client who can run those ads and you're not running those ads for your client,
Oh yeah,
charge them 25, $50 a month and run those for them. Like
yeah.
100%.
Click through rate on those is, I mean, out of the roof,
Yeah.
out of the roof.
You're doing yourself and your clients an injustice if you aren't bringing that to the table as a very like between that and ranking your GBP. Those are the two main things for a local business if you could run those, in
Yeah,
my opinion at least.
yeah. It looks like even in the service industry, it's gotten pretty niche down. Like for plumber example, it's find and repair leak, install faucet, install shower, repair garbage. Like all of these are
Hmm.
different things that you can turn off or on in targeting.
Which is great, especially for those clients that are like, we want more of these jobs,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or we don't want more of these jobs.
Yeah.
Turn it
Or
off
they don't
then,
want the service.
yeah. Like we don't want to run ads for this. We don't make any money on this. Like all right, we'll turn that off.
I honestly wish I could do that with ranking sometimes.
Yeah.
Like temporarily switch off a ranking or something, or
Just tell Google, hey, don't rank me for this. We do not want leads for this.
but oftentimes you can't rank for your main keyword unless you're ranking for that other thing as well because
Yep.
it's associated.
Yep.
Good old SEO.
And I've tried to keep up on like the Google after hours and like watching those vlogs that they do. And sometimes I'll see it and watch it, sometimes I won't. But I was able to watch this one that we're talking about combining structured data. And it wasn't anything like groundbreaking. It was more or less somebody had wrote in and
Oh,
asked whether it's okay to combine and nest structured data into another piece of structured data. And she was like, yeah, I mean, when it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, then, obviously you don't want to, but
I didn't even do these in the announcements. Yeah, there was uh a strategy being talked about. What no, sorry. Should you combine structured data? That's what you were talking about, right,
yeah,
Bucky? Putting essentially in markup into JSON markup. Is
yeah,
that what that was saying? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
And honestly, I never even thought of that. Do they explain when that would make sense? Are you
Um,
marking up something in your markup? Is that what's happening?
yeah, it's like you're nesting one inside of another.
Yeah, but why would you do that?
They gave a couple of different use cases. One I could think would be like an event that also had a speaker, and that speaker
Oh,
could then use like author. So
okay,
you're nesting author
yeah.
under inside of the event schema.
Okay, sorry. I just thought this was the proper way to do schema.
Yeah, I
I
mean it
never
makes
knew.
sense. So I've
Yeah,
never
like if
had
you
that
have
question.
if you have a product and there's reviews for the product and pricing, you would nest that underneath the product because it's not just for like everything, it's for that
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, yeah. So if you didn't know that, definitely. I mean, you probably just haven't had much experience in schema. I would assume you had to have come across that at some point if you've been doing schema for over a year now. But
Yeah.
anyways, the other one though is John Mueller talks about keyword stuffing and how it's not necessarily unhelpful for a page. John Mueller saying that keyword stuffing is essentially ignored, kind of like bad links, and that they're more so looking for is the information communicated properly? Is it the right information? Is obviously that's not what they're checking, but point is that just putting a keyword over and over on your page now, John Mueller claims will not lower your or suppress your rankings or make you rank less necessarily. So,
But
which
he did conveniently leave out the anchor text and using those keywords too much in anchor text.
oh no, yeah, he's talking about keyword stuffing on the
Yeah.
page here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, he actually says over optimized anchor text and bad links are ignored as well. But no,
What?
that's not. Yeah.
Get out.
Well, they claim
Get out.
bad links, but see, I guess if you link from quality sites with hyper optimized anchor text, they don't consider that bad links. That's just a bad SEO. So that's anyways, though, keyword stuffing doesn't necessarily hurt the page. I honestly believe John Mueller, and here's the biggest reason why. For a long time, SEOs have been pushing LSI terms or related terms or synonyms, whatever you call them, whether you use the word attorney or you use the word lawyer. I can honestly say over the past 6 months, year, whatever, since I've been observing this, having more variations of attorney or lawyer on the page does not seem to matter. If all you use is attorney, it can rank just as well as if all you use is lawyer, depending on everything else going on, right? So if you go into like your page right now and you swap out all the attorney phrases with lawyer, you could maybe see fluctuations of relevance from the term itself, but you're not going to, you generally, what John Mueller is saying, you shouldn't get suppressed for lawyer terms because now it says lawyer too much,
Yeah.
which I haven't tested, but I do believe is probably accurate from what I've seen over the years. And like using these LSI related terms and all of that, it's also it's more important for specific keyword targeting, but less important for rankability from my experience as well.
Yeah. I
So
tend to lean on the variations a bit more just so I can make sure that I'm covering those in search. And like
yep.
some of those variations may give you more relevance for a different niche within, That's and it looks more natural as well. Like if you've got lawyer mentioned 50 times on the same page, like whoever's reading that's going to get tired of seeing the word lawyer. And
I
like
think
that,
Google's saying though they don't care though. So
right.
yeah, it might be bad for the user, but Google's not going to say, oh, it doesn't communicate the topic because they say the word lawyer too much.
Yeah, but bad
Yeah.
for the user may mean that the user leaves, so your bounce rate goes up, and that may end up
But that's
penalizing
not
your ranking.
keyword stuffing. That's not keyword. Don't mix it up.
I'm
Just like
just
keyword
saying,
stuffing,
there's
Bucky.
levels to this, and there's minutia you
I
have to
know.
think about, and that's the stuff that John Mew leaves out. It's like he's not looking at; he's just answering that one question and
And
not going into any detail about what it could possibly do.
I literally just had a consult call yesterday and last week that was very much this issue, not the issue of keyword stuffing, but you could look at a page and see that it had the term way more than the other ranking pages.
Yeah.
But and if you see that nowadays, what I'll tell you is that you should not look at keyword density as the issue. If you see a highly optimized keyword and it's too much on the page and their ranking is being suppressed or hurt, you want to look at what the content is about in relation to that keyword, because that's the problem.
Yeah.
The content is not the proper what people are looking for. It's sometimes it can be too much. Like some people put all their information about everything on every page for every one of their products, and that just doesn't work. It doesn't communicate. So yeah, if you see something that you think is over optimized keywords or keyword stuffing, I would immediately look at the content. That to me tells me it's a content problem. Because with that said, too, you can add a keyword to a page in a few places and have rankings go up as well. It's not like that isn't a ranking mechanism in itself. Like Bucky said, adding related terms and stuff will help you rank for those other terms, but not necessarily going to get suppressed because of it. So
Yeah.
Be aware of that.
Well, and it's also worth mentioning, like, Google's not reading that page and then finding that one keyword being used 50 times and then saying, okay, this page must be about that one keyword. Like, no, they're reading content throughout the page and then deciding, okay, here's the main focus of this, content. And they really are ranking context and potentially sentences and paragraphs that answer that search. So, like, I like looking at, most frequently asked questions and then making sure that my page is answering those, questions as well. It's a neat way to make sure that, yeah, you're getting relevance for that keyword, but you're also answering that commonly asked question in Google. And that's context. That's not just a keyword. That's the context
Yeah.
around that keyword.
Yeah.
That's why AI fails so much at writing content, because it just writes generally fluff.
Yeah.
Like AI is not trained to deliver on an intent based on what a human being might be looking for. It's trained on completing the thought, essentially. So,
Yeah.
and
Well, and that's
that's where
why
that
I
issue
say,
comes in.
if you're a writer and you're worried about AI taking your job, learn how to do AI prompts that actually work.
Oh yeah, because you can train the AI in your own prompt to write things more human, to not repeat things, to use all that stuff. Yeah, just like you can tell your writer to do different things
I
and
saw
word it differently. It's the same exact thing. If you can't manage writers, then you probably won't be able to manage AI.
there was a post, maybe it was on Twitter, I can't remember, but there was a post that basically was just highlighting the fact that there's already been an instance of a company that's now hiring or looking to hire an AI prompt writer, and the
Oh yeah,
salary was $300,000 a year.
wasn't
Three
didn't
hundred thousand
Three
dollars.
what's
hundred
that
thousand
big?
dollars per year for an AI prompt writer, not an AI designer, not an AI developer, not someone who's going to
What?
create a bot,
Okay,
a prompt
No,
writer.
yeah, just
but
the
you
person. Well,
think
yeah,
about how
because they can
many
crank
jobs that
out.
person could replace. How many jobs could that one person's job replace?
That's
Three
exact.
hundred
Yeah,
thousand
that's the
dollars is
point.
3 salaries potentially,
Yeah.
or 5.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't like what was that one big website that puts out all the content and stuff? Something Hub, or like they laid off a bunch of writers too to replace them with AI. I forget, one of those big viral sites that's always getting shared on Facebook and stuff. Um, but yeah, AI people are gonna replace people, and then AI is eventually gonna replace those people. And eventually you'll probably just have the people left that are just training the AI, or the people that are data mining, getting the data that's used to train the AI. The AI model is actually quite useless without the data. So that's something I'm learning more and more, because we're seeing more and more of these AI models come out. The ability to train the model with less data, or the ease of training the model with any data. Those are the two main things I see is happening sooner than later, that are going to change the way this whole thing works. But seriously,
Um,
people, Jordan
Google.
wants the job. Jordan, you want to write with AI? Brian's got jokes.
What? Have you visited the status.search.google dashboard yet?
No, I have not.
I looked at it earlier and the updates were listed on there, and it may be a cache issue, but I just tried to load it and they're not on there. I was wondering if that March update is still actively going.
Happening or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it is. They usually take about 2 weeks to roll out. Oh yeah,
Brian
it's got to
says,
be a cache issue because it's working on my iPad.
is there an update with map, Gmail reviews, etc.? As far as like reviews sticking or something?
So there
I thought
was
Manual?
that
some
like
there was
reviews
some
getting removed
there was some
Oh,
review issues going on that
again. It was
got
like a similar
reported.
thing from
Yeah,
before.
like 2 or 3 days ago it got reported. And they did say they were
yeah.
actively working on it.
Probably because they're testing one star,
But
messed up
yeah,
everything else.
the March 2023 core update is actively going right now.
Yeah, that's been hitting people kind of weird.
And
I've been
that's
hearing chatter on and off.
I mean that's a core update. So if you had been pinged from any of the other core updates, this could be a correction and there may be some more spam stuff that they're looking for in it.
Or the other way around, if you weren't pinged,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
could
You
be
might
pinged by
get
this
pinged
one.
now. Yeah.
When did they not do an update? They do about 1 to 2 updates every single day, Brian. So yeah, technically we're always in an update. There's never not an update. If Google stops doing updates, then they're not running their business, because that is literally
So
the business they're in.
the last number I heard is that there's 12 to 15 active
100?
updates per day.
Oh,
And that was
yeah.
like at the end of 2022 when they did their like year-end review and talked about everything.
My 1 to 2 updates a day, I think, is like a 2016,
Yeah.
2017 statistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably update. It's like, yeah, 10 to 20 updates a day. They're all in different departments, different teams, different
Yeah.
so it's insane.
But yeah, the core updates run every few months is what they say, but historically we've seen it about every 3 months there's another core update. So if you do get pinged by one, you can look to wait about 3 months. So take that time to fix whatever issues that you may find, whether it's a hard penalization and they told you, or do your research and figure out what was targeted and then try and fix that.
That's a very important point, actually, if you have a client that was hit. I learned this back in the day with Penguin. Like I've mentioned, you have to wait like 6-9 months sometimes for the Penguin refresh. So if your client gets hit by a core update, you need to let them know that you're going to work on it and fix the issues. But they're literally going to probably have to wait another 3 months until the next core update to see those things take effect.
Yeah.
So if but you will lose that client in those 3 months if they don't understand that it's not going to get fixed from you fixing it, right? So just definitely be aware of that. It's something I remember learning early on with the Penguin. So I got a client that I was like, yeah, they got hit by Penguin. They literally came to me because they got hit by Penguin. I'm like, yeah, I could fix it. And I fixed it. But I didn't realize I had to wait another 6 months for them to refresh the Penguin thing. And then I was wondering, and then I looked it up. This is way early on, and then I went to them and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have to wait till Google decides to fix it now that I fixed it," and they weren't happy with that. So be aware. Let your clients know. Blame everything on Google.
Yeah. Well, and their huge focus now has been helpful content, and like they have documentation that can kind of gear you towards making sure that you're optimized with helpful content, that sort of thing. But I mean, who the heck even knows what that means sometimes, depending on the niche. And like, if your website is largely like opinion based or very niche and like authority of like, this is what we do, we know exactly what we're doing. Like, if you're so niche down that there's really no info for Google to fact check, then it's going to be tough either way. But yeah, they've been focusing on helpful content, and then what is it now? EEAT? I don't even know what the anagram is for it, but they added a letter recently. I don't know what that was.
Yeah. EEAT. I don't know.
No comment.
Yeah. At this point, they're kind of saying the same thing over and over again, just kind of like tightening it up in their messages. So,
well, and their core update pages has gotten a good bit more detailed as well. And then after the fact, they'll kind of tell you like, oh, this is what this targeted. Cool. But yeah, now they've moved everything to that status.search.google. So if you haven't looked at that, they actually updated the entire update log back to, I think, 2000 and what was it, 2016 or maybe?
that's cool, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's like
think
a
I
whole
will
list.
take a look at that then. Ooh, I could take that and put it side by side some old data I have too.
That's
and
what
really
I was
take,
thinking. We can look at our tests and put that side by side and kind of correlate things.
Especially, any of my test sites, those always go crazy during updates. I could probably put that side by side some of those. I might even try and do that for tomorrow's Mad Scientist or something. I'll take a look at that after this. So yeah, I'm a little more impressed by that than I thought I was. I'm gonna go check that out.
So I was trying to see what that date range was. It went pretty far back though.
I mean, if it goes back 2 years, honestly, if it goes back a year, that's plenty. Things change so much so quick now.
I want to say it went back to 2020, but I can't
Yeah,
exactly remember.
it started with January 2020.
Yeah, so it
Oh,
went
nice.
back 3 years, right? 3.5 years almost.
Went
So yeah,
back
pretty
to when the
good.
world officially ended.
The world as we know it.
But of course, it's also got the status of the different pieces that are. Oh yeah, and it does say that rollout is still active, so it's not finished yet.
Oh, nice. So it is letting us know the. Google's been saying they want to be more transparent with those things, so that's cool. But they're gonna have that a little more live.
But yeah, it links out to all the different pages for the updates and good on them. I'm glad they're doing that.
Yeah, now every SEO can go to Google to check those things instead of all their favorite SEO blog sites that have been updating that for the past decade.
Yeah.
Congratulations, SEO blog sites. All your work is for nothing now. Yeah, I think I used to go to man, I'm sure I got a bookmark. There's a DMB site I used to go to with all the updates. But that's just search, right? That's not Google local. So local is still gonna have its whole separate thing. I want to see that for local. What's up with the local updates, huh? They're not on
Good.
there, right, Bucky?
Good question. No, they're not.
No,
Yeah.
it's
We don't care about organic as much anymore, people. So here, you could take a look at what's going on there.
Crazy.
Local's probably too wild west still for them to start releasing too much information about it.
I feel like they could. They just don't want to because they don't want people to figure out how to manipulate it any more than they already have.
That's the point, though, because it probably can be manipulated too easy. Like Google wouldn't have released all this information 10 years ago about organic search because
Nah.
it would have been way too easy for people to just look and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. But organic is actually, well, their organic search has been kind of sucking the past few weeks for me, but like in general, compared to 10 years ago, they're great. Like Google has been one of the leaders and best in search for a while for that reason. So
Well, they'd also have to kind of give up the way their algorithm works in local, which they don't want to do.
exactly. I think it's too primitive still. Like they can't even like make an update without a bunch of reviews getting wiped out. You know what I mean? So
Elon Musk said he's going to be releasing he's going to be open sourcing Twitter's current suggestion algorithm. So however you get suggested from your news feed or whatever it's called in Twitter, he's going to be open sourcing that. He said so initially it's going to be very embarrassing because it's awful, but he's open sourcing it so people will make it better.
That's why you open source things. Yeah, it's a community driven project.
Which
then
right now it's not his project. It was before he bought it. And he's like, it's just it's so awful. I need it to be better.
But if he spent billions of dollars building it, then he wouldn't open source it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the point. If you're gonna make something phenomenal and release it, you wouldn't make it open source. So
well, and he's a staunch believer in open source anything.
Yeah.
Like that's where ChatGPT came from, is he helped open source it and put money behind it.
Yeah. Anything that comes down to governance, I think should be open source, especially like, so it's like, how are you being delivered ads? How is your data being collected? All that stuff should, I feel, be open source for sure. But we're still on Facebook, so obviously don't care that much about it.
Apparently not.
All righty. I think we can probably wrap it up. We're running a little over. Is there any other questions? Anything on YouTube?
Let me check here. No, Yulia says hi. She dropped something about what means the OG7FA, and I have no idea what that is. OG7FA. And I Googled it and I still didn't figure out anything about it. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that.
OG7FA
Yeah.
Facebook.
I can't find it.
It was on YouTube. I'm not sure what she was referring to. But
I don't know. If we find out, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like parts of that abbreviation sounds like something to me, but then like I don't know what the rest is. So
Nope. And Facebook. Yeah, just normal comments there. Nothing
I see
nothing worth holding up the show.
7FA gas turbines.
Yeah, I don't know
Is
what it
OG
is.
the company?
OG space 7FA is all they put there, so I have no clue.
That's GE. Yeah, not OG. I don't know. I have no idea what they're talking about, but all right, with that, I guess we can close it up. If there's anything else?
I got nothing. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share. Help us out with the algorithm. Visit SEOvault.com for past episodes. We're also on YouTube. And yeah, it's been a good episode. And hopefully we'll have Chaz back soon.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Alrighty, yeah. Hopefully we'll see him back next week. Everyone have good weekend, week, end week.
Yep.
See you next week.